Let's take a quick look at what the NASDAQ doing. We know what the Dow is doing. It's down 643. The NASDAQ is lower by 240 points. Now in the red for the year of 2018. Today, much of this is due in part to Amazon, which is dropping rather precipitously, 6%. This is just the intraday. We're at the lows of the session at this very moment with just 19 minutes to go before the closing bell rings, following the latest attack from President Trump, who has made it quite clear he doesn't like Amazon. It's currently on pace for its largest point loss ever. The president tweeted, "Only fools or worse are saying that our money-losing post office makes money with Amazon. They lose a fortune, and this will be changed. Also, our fully tax-paying retailers are closing stores all over the country. It's not a level playing field." What could this really mean for the future of Amazon and its customers? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Eric Hippeau. He is of Lehrer Hippeau Ventures and a longtime Silicon Valley guru. I'm guessing you'll say Mr. Trump is misguided here.
Misguided? He's wrong. And it's very troubling to see the President of the United States use the power of the presidency to attack a single company for what might very well be political reasons, since Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. But the two things that he's basing his anti-Amazon campaign on, one is taxes, that the company doesn't pay any taxes, completely false.
Right. It pays the sales tax in the 45 states that require it.
That require it. And yes, there's an issue with some smaller local taxes, which the systems do not exist. But the company is more than willing to pay taxes, has paid hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in taxes. The second one has to do with the U.S. Postal Service, which carries the Amazon packages, particularly on Sundays, and you probably receive some in your own house,
yeah,
and does this at the same rates, the same bulk rates that any other shipper does. And furthermore, a federal regulator reviews that contract once a year and has declared every year that the USPS makes money on this particular contract.
On that particular contract, but they do the work for Amazon at a discount because of the volume, which makes sense on any deal, right?
Would be available to anybody who has the same kind of volume.
So here's my question. President Trump can sometimes really rile up his base and get them on board where things are quite obvious. We're getting the short end of the stick in the South Korean trade deals or the Chinese trade deals, but with Amazon, I'm quite sure his base, or many of them, use Amazon. So is this all for naught? Why is the stock then getting hit?
When the President of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, attacks your company, something's going to give. He's threatening to review taxes. He's actually making threats against the company. It's a disservice to the consumers. Anything that you do that will raise prices to the consumers doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, when Amazon bought Whole Foods, the first thing they did was drop prices on avocados and bananas. It's almost as if the president is actually taking a page out of Democratic leaders' books. They often say, oh, the big behemoths of the world are squishing the little guy. But also leaders often on the Democratic side have picked winners, and sometimes not successfully. Now this is the second one, in a way you could argue. He mentioned that Amazon puts out of business the big brick-and-mortar retailers. Well, he also has supported coal. The front page of the Wall Street Journal today with the headline, "Trump's loyalty to coal is tested." Why? Because he has really put his shoulder behind the coal industry. But over the weekend, First Energy, which runs coal-fired power plants, filed for bankruptcy. So even with the president's support and him trying to pick coal as a winner, that's not working.
Well, the president in this particular case is on the wrong side of history. The fact is that it's a lot cheaper and, of course, let alone a lot cleaner to use natural gas than to use coal. So there's no point in trying to prop up coal.
Right, and that's a free market issue.
It's a free market issue. But I think it's really troubling to see the president of the United States go after single companies because you don't know what's going to happen next. And Twitter is a poor place to explain a policy.
You had predicted to me in the summer when I ran into you at a restaurant in Sag Harbor. You said to me, watch out, the Amazons and the Googles of the world have bigger problems than European regulators. Unless they get their act together, it will be the U.S. government and Congress that will go after them. We are about to see that, it appears. What do you think Facebook's next step has to be to keep Congress off its back and regulating it, or is it a done deal?
Facebook is in a tough spot because it's clear that it has lost control of its own platform. It doesn't know what's going on in its platform. It gets surprised by the
That's
Cambridge
a headline.
Analytica.
You say Facebook's lost control of its platform.
Completely. By making a market of your own personal data and allowing third-party applications and services to use your personal data, we don't know the extent to which this is happening. You saw what's happening with Cambridge Analytica. It might just be the tip of the iceberg. How do you get that genie back in the bottle? How do you get your data back in a place that you as a user are comfortable that they're not misusing it? I don't know how you do that.
He doesn't apparently either at the moment, although he's giving an interview to Vox. He's very calm, but the stock has definitely taken a hit. Let's broaden this discussion quickly because we've got a pretty significant sell-off, although it appears we're coming back off the floor here with about 14 minutes left of trade, Eric. To the NASDAQ, we're down the biggest percentage of all of these. Listen, the NASDAQ breached 7,000 a couple of months ago, and everybody was cheering. Isn't this normal forest floor? You know, you grow up green, and then you die, and then you see a rebirth. I'm trying to make an analogy here to the forest floor, but hey, sometimes things die, and then the leftover leaves are the fertilizer through which other things grow.
Well, technology in particular has, its cycles, and I think we got a little bit maybe over exuberant. This is a correction, 10%, whatever it is. I certainly would not give up on the tech sector. It has still a lot of things to give.
Great to see you, Eric. Thank you very much.